Here I have a server running SQL Server 2014, and on this server I've got my local hard disk. This is obviously just a test machine, and I've added a solid state disk with some free space on it, and there's nothing currently on that solid state disk. So what I want to do is I want to configure SQL Server to take advantage of that solid state storage and use that as an extension of the buffer pool for caching objects and improving performance. And the way that I do that is I use this alter server configuration statement, set the buffer pool extension on, specifying a file name. In this case it's on that solid state drive, and the size of the file that's to be created. So if I go ahead and select that and execute it, off it goes. If I now actually have a look on the hard disk, we'll see that there's a 10 gig file that's been created there, and SQL Server will use that file as an extension of the cache memory. And I can see, if I look in this dynamic management view here, the path that's being used is to that file there, and that the buffer pool extension has clean page caching enabled. And that's an important point, the clean page caching. In order to make sure that we don't have any loss of data, we use this non-volatile storage only for clean pages. So pages, in other words, that have been committed in the transaction log will be written there and cached there, so that they're able to be read quickly rather than go back to the main disk and have to be read from disk again. So if I've got the buffer pool extension enabled, I can monitor how it's being used. You can see there's another system dynamic management view here for the buffer descriptors, and if I go ahead and execute that, unsurprisingly at the moment, if I have a look at the last column in these results here, there's an is in b pool extension column, and this will be 0 pretty much all the way down. These are all the objects that are currently in the buffers. In other words, they're in cache, but actually they're all actually in memory, because I have plenty of memory in this machine, and I haven't really done anything in terms of queries that would put a lot of things into the cache. But as you've got a running system and you're using it in production, you can use that to see to what extent your buffer pool extension is being utilized. When you decide that you no longer need the buffer pool extension, you can turn it off, just again by using the alter server configuration command. If I go ahead and do that, and that's then gone and turned it off, and I can verify that again by looking at the details, and I can see that it's been disabled. And that again is important. If you have a situation where you're monitoring the usage of the buffer pool extension, decide you need to increase it, for example, there's no easy way to alter it. You have to actually turn it off and then recreate it with a larger size, which means there will be a period of pressure on the memory as you get rid of this buffer extension, then add it again. If you do that while the system is being used, there may be some pressure on memory. And again, if I go and have a look on my solid state disk, you can see the file's gone now because I've disabled it. So very simple to enable, very easy to use the alter server configuration command and take advantage of solid state storage to extend your physical memory and get greater use of caching.